Welcome to the press conference and book launch of Angela Baraquio, the first Filipino Miss America, held in the Skyline Room at the Cerritos Library. Get to know Angela up close in an exclusive interview for Fantv, hosted by Philip Hart. Here we are with the famous Miss Angela Baraquio, the first Filipino Miss America. And now we are here at the book release. And how do you feel getting your book finally out here?
I am ecstatic. Are you kidding me? I'm so thrilled and overjoyed to have this book launch here in Cerritos, California. It's my first launch here in Los Angeles, and I'm just so honored to have Mayor Mark Pulido and his wife Gloria and the city of Cerritos hosting and honoring me here at the Cerritos Library for the launch.
Yes, we have a lot of celebrities here today. I was surprised myself. So now, from what I hear, what I know, that you were born, you grew up, you were educated back in Honolulu.
Yes.
So that's my dad's favorite place to be, actually. Beautiful island. But how did the spirit of Hawaii help you create yourself? How did it influence you becoming and who you are?
You know, I talk about that in my book, about finding my identity. Being a Filipino American who was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, it's a different flavor because, as you know, Filipino Americans come in different shapes and sizes and colors, and we have a common thread. And yet, to be having that experience growing up culturally in the state of Hawaii really allowed me to have that aloha spirit. I think we have the aloha spirit just being Filipino. You know, we have our family. We're laughing all the time. We're just happy people. We like to entertain, and the aloha spirit is that too. It's really just about love, loving each other, loving our neighbor. And so to be able to be Miss Hawaii and to represent the state at Miss America, I danced hula. So not only was I the first teacher and the first Asian or Filipina to win, but I was also the first to win with a hula dance. Wow. So I got to bring that to the world, and that was great because at one point the hula was actually banned. It's a cultural dance, but it was actually banned in the state of Hawaii.
Wow.
And so to be able to dance that nationally and internationally was a huge honor.
Oh, I didn't even know that. It was banned?
Right.
So you're a woman of faith, a woman of God.
Absolutely.
And how did God influence your life? How did He help you create this book? How did He help you create your life? Like, what are the ups and downs, and yeah, what's the role of God?
Right. Well, I was born and raised Catholic, and thankfully I was given that gift of faith from a very young age. So I thank my mom and dad, Claudio and Letty Baraquio, who are both Filipinos and immigrants from the Philippines who came to America in 1970. But they had raised us all 10 of us children. I'm the 8th born of 10 kids. But they raised us all to be strong Catholics. And so going through it, we were actually the choir. We were the church choir. So we didn't like sing in the choir. We were the choir. We prepared every week. And so that was just a part of my everyday life and our family's life. We would always give back in service, and that was just natural. And so I thank them for that. But I think going through the whole experience of Miss Hawaii and not winning until my 3rd try,
yes.
I needed to have that faith to fall back on because there were so many times I felt like I can't do it. And one of my favorite quotes is from Philippians 4:13, and it's a scripture that says, "Without Him I'm nothing, but with God I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me." And so I lived by that during my year, and I thought whenever I felt like I couldn't go on, or I felt tired, or it was just too much to handle, I thought about that quote and I meditated on it, and I just realized I'm not anything by myself, but I can do all things when God's on my side.
I heard that you and your wonderful husband, who played earlier on his guitar, I mean, I was like straight put back to Hawaii when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, I'm on Waikiki Beach, feeling the breeze and the sun. So you guys formed a Polynesian dance group, the Isle Entertainment, correct?
Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about my husband. I mean, we met when we were 15 years old. He was an altar boy, the tallest Samoan altar boy I'd ever seen in my life. But I was in the church choir, and we met when we were 15, and we've been high school sweethearts since.
Wow.
So we were married. We are now currently married for 12 years, and we have 4 beautiful children together. And we did start a Polynesian entertainment company. We do luau, authentic luau entertainment here in Southern California.
Right.
And so he also was a contestant on The Voice on season 7, this current season of The Voice on NBC. And so very talented gentleman and my best friend. So teenygraymusic.com, check it out.
Oh yeah, that's so important. Your husband or your wife have to be your best friend, otherwise.
You have to, absolutely.
Going back to the hula, what does it mean to you? What do you express? What do you feel? What do you experience? What do you want to bring to the world with the dance?
When I dance hula, it's a cultural dance, and so it's basically sharing whatever you want to say from within, and you're using your hands to express it. So, for instance, this is wave, and this is like daytime or it can be night, and then we just express everything with our hands in hula. And so you express with your face, with your hands. And what I love, my kumu hula, my teacher told me that when you extend your hands, just like when I was dancing on stage in front of 25,000 people, he said to let the energy just come and permeate all the way through, all the way to the end. And so it comes out of your fingertips.
Beautiful.
And so it's really an energy that we're sending out, and it's a positive energy, which is the Aloha spirit. So we're not just going through the motions and moving, we're actually sharing our heart and our soul with others when we dance.
Wow,
At least that's what I do.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So now we have, Miss America, we have hula dancer, we have author, you're a TV host.
Yes.
What else? There's so many things
I'm a
that you
teacher.
are. A teacher,
I'm an
right?
administrator.
Entrepreneur. So if you had to pick one of all the things that you do, I know that's a hard question, but if you had to pick one, which would be your favorite?
My favorite. I have to say being Miss America and being a public speaker is my favorite because, having the experience of being a teacher has helped me as a public speaker, but I get to reach and touch so many lives on a global scale. So I think it's amazing that I was able to be the first Asian, because when I went to the David Letterman show after winning, Joan London followed me for 48 hours. She had the special on A&E called Behind Closed Doors with Miss America, and this was the first time in history that it was ever done. And so Joan London was following me around, and she took me to the David Letterman theater, and these people were standing outside going, "Angela, I've been waiting for you since 5 in the morning. I'm Thai, I'm Korean, I'm Japanese." And I thought, I'm Filipina. Why are you so excited to meet me? And why would you be here at 5 in the morning? And it didn't really hit me the ramifications of winning or the implications of my win. People felt like for once, now I have somebody that is in the public eye, that is looked at, because Miss America is an icon. It's part of Americana. It's a tradition that's been around since 1921, and people associate Miss America with the fairest of them all, or the most beautiful. And I'm thinking,
well, you definitely are very beautiful.
But thank you. But
just on the side.
Thank you. But I never thought that I could win because no one ever looked like me. And so to be able to break ground and break barriers as the first Asian, I realized when this girl broke through the press and she said, "Angela, I'm 17 years old, I'm Filipina," and she was crying and she said, "You became Miss America, I know I can do it too." That just makes me so excited. So to be Miss America and be a public speaker and to be able to travel and reach people and touch lives, that gets me revved up. I love it.
Oh yeah, wow. You are a great inspiration for a lot.
Oh, thank you.
And so there's another thing that you are, which I intentionally not mention because I'm sure that would have been number one on your list. You're also a mother.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So 3 boys, 1 girl?
3 boys, 1 girl. You got it. They're all under 10. Under the age of 10.
Oh, beautiful. So
yes.
Still in the running and playing stage.
So I have a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old. He turns 8 tomorrow. And then I have a 3-year-old and one who was born on 12/12/12. She'll be 2 soon.
Wow. Beautiful. So now we hear a lot of times parents being asked how they teach their children, how they raise them. But I want to ask you a different question, that is, what do you learn from your children? What have they taught you? What are they teaching you? Like, how are they enriching your life?
My kids enriched my life, but absolutely they've taught me patience. They've taught me more compassion. I never realized how much I could love a human being until I had children. And there's nothing more beautiful than having children and being a mother, but I think even more so to share that experience with your best friend. And again, the love of my life, who is my husband. He is such a wonderful husband and father. So my role of being a mother is my absolute favorite. Because you were talking about career before, but as far as in this world and the difference that I can make and the legacy I can leave, I think they've taught me so much about love. They taught me how to love.
Your parents are from Pangasinan,
My dad is from Pangasinan, Bokbok Aguilar, Pangasinan, and my mom is from Manila.
Okay. Well, have you ever been there to Pangasinan?
I have. In fact, I've been to the Philippines twice. The first time was when I won, and the State Department had set up a meeting for me to meet the Philippine president at Malacanang Palace. So that was the first time that I went to the Philippines as Miss America, and all my family from the province drove 6 hours to see me. We spent the day together at Intramuros, and it was just beautiful to go to the to the actual palace of the president, meet her, and then have my entire family from the Perez and the Baraquio side. If you notice, I don't put my married name on the book because I give homage to my two family names, which is Perez and the Baraquio sides.
Yes.
Of course, my husband and my Gray family all get the glory because that's my family, but I also want to make sure that I give props, proper credit to where it comes from, and that's my legacy and the lineage. We always have to remember from where we come.
What life experiences are we gonna read in your book? Like, where does it start? Where does it end?
Thank you for asking. It starts with a win. It's called Amazing Win, Amazing Loss. So I do talk a little bit about what it was like to be Miss America. My mom's like, I'm on the first chapter and I'm loving it because she used to watch the Miss America pageant growing up. But to actually hear my thoughts in the first chapter, she's like, I can't wait to read the rest. So I just want to get comfortable and just curl up with the book and read it. That's exciting. I talk about that. I also talk about when I was Miss America during 9/11.
Yes.
And I do also mention when I was invited to a state dinner in 2003 with my husband after we got married, 2 years after my year. President Bush invited us to go to the White House with 120 people to honor President Arroyo. And so it was a dinner that he and I were going together as it was like this really cool date. And I did a lot of wonderful things as Miss America. But to say I was a former Miss America, I was 2 years out of my year. My husband and I were together. We were married. He got to come with me. It was probably one of the most magical experiences I have ever had in my whole life. So that's one of my favorite chapters. I also talk about being invited to the Justin Timberlake Sexy Back CD release party.
No way you were.
It's funny. That was pretty funny. My brother-in-law is actually a singer he plays with the Common Kings, Taumata Gray. So my husband has a brother, Taumata, and he just toured with Justin Timberlake on his 2020 tour. So a lot of talent in the family. We have a Christmas concert coming up, a musical actually. We have a very talented family on the Gray side, and so on December 20th, we're going to be at the Ebell Theater here in Santa Ana putting on a Christmas musical, and we are inviting all of you to come. Tickets are on sale for $20 and $40 for VIP. If you guys want to have some wine with a date and come on down and check us out and join us.
Definitely go. It's going to be fun. What is the main message that you want to convey to your readers? What do you want your readers to take away from your book?
The readers can take away so many universal messages. I mean, I come from a big family, so I have people coming up to me saying, I know what it's like coming from a big family, or maybe they're single and they have no idea what it's like to have 9 brothers and sisters, or what was that like? But really, the message is faith, family, and friends, that faith is so important. It can get you through anything. It got me through my highest of highs and my lowest of lows. And then family and friends are always going to be a constant in your life. We sometimes focus so much on material things, and we try to run after something that is fleeting. And really the things that stay at the end of your life, you realize the most important things are faith, family, and friends. And so that's the thread for me. I personally wouldn't be here if it weren't for those 3 things. I've been through, like I said, the lowest of lows, and there were times where I was very depressed. And so when my brother died by suicide in 2006, it was a wake-up call for me, truly. And I had to hold on to my faith even more so, and my family had to just get tighter because it shocked us. It rocked our family and devastated us. So that's why I'm so thankful to have my faith, family, and friends. And also, I've met several people who've told me that they either have lost people by suicide. It's more prevalent than we think. This is a taboo topic that nobody wants to talk about. And someone needs to talk about it. This is the secret that has to be uncovered, because it's something that is so prevalent that we have no idea how much it's affecting our youth. And so we need to be good examples for them. Starting with me, I need to be a good example for my family, for my children, and my students. But again, if you're experiencing any kind of depression or anxiety, I would encourage you to find that faith and try to hold on to something. Ask your family and friends for help. Don't be thinking that you're by yourself. You are not alone, and there is always tomorrow. The sun always rises. I met a girl tonight who came to the speech, and she said to me, she hugged me, and the first thing she said was, I was going to put the crown on her and sign her book, and she said, wait, I have to tell you something. I was going to commit suicide today. But I came and I heard your message, and she's like, I'm not going to do it anymore. That's heavy. And if I can just help one person, like if I helped her and I can change her life with this book, that's why I wrote the book. And so the message is, yeah, girls will read it because they're contestants and they want to see what it's like to be Miss America, or what happens after Miss America. They want to see, what it was like coming from a big family. Maybe it's interesting. It's a human interest story about 9/11 and going to the White House. Those are great. But again, the thread that goes through, it's really faith, family, and friends, and that there is hope and there's always tomorrow. So never give up. And life is so precious. After I lost my brother and I lost 2 babies to miscarriage, I realized just how important life is and how fragile it is, how precious it is, and that we need to protect it at all stages.
Wow. Deep.
Truth. It's what it is. It's truth.
And you might have just saved somebody's life today, just earlier. That's amazing.
That's my hope and that's my prayer.
So one last question. If you have one piece of advice for the people who are following their dreams, who want to reach their goal but are struggling, what would your advice be?
Well, I think the first thing is to dream big. People don't dream. They're afraid to dream because they think, I can't do it, I can't. And that's already where you've lost. If you think you can't, you've already lost. If you think you can, then you've already won. So dream big because anything is possible. And I always go back to the 6 Ds. You know, I played sports in high school. So I always say to have desire, dedication, and discipline. That'll help you become a winner on and off the court. That's what's going to help you win at life. And there are 3 other Ds that I add to that list. And it's to dare, dream, and do. You can dare all you want and you can dream all you want, but nothing's going to happen if you don't do something about it. So dare, dream, and do, and have desire, dedication, and discipline. Those 6 Ds will help you to success. Sounds easy, but it's not. But just kind of take that in and dwell on that. Dare, dream, do, desire, dedication, and discipline, and you can get to all your dreams.
And listen to her. You see where she is, what she has done, what she has achieved, and there is much more coming, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Phil.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us interview you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm so honored. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Make sure you guys pick up a copy of my book. Amazing Win, Amazing Loss. Miss America Living Happily Even After. This is Angela Baraquio. Miss America 2001. Aloha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks so much.
What an honor. Aloha, this is Angela Baraquio, Miss America 2001, and keep watching Fantv.